This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, Oscar Isaac in talks to be Marvel's Moon Knight for Disney Plus.
Geek Boner.
Is Disney hiding another big secret like Baby Yoda for the second season of The Mandalorian? And Ray Fisher has more allegations about Joss Whedon's behavior on the set of Justice League. And for the first time, Joss Whedon's side issues a response. Plus, a spoiler review of Borat's subsequent movie film on Amazon. And we get all this started with a brand new celebrity Jock and Nerd cameo shout out.
Wowie zowie!
All that and more in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Thursday, October 29th, 2020.
Check. Check one. All right. This is really fans out there. Let's give it up. We jockin', we nerdin'. We funny, disturbing. We nerded. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah. Jockin', we nerded. We funny, disturbing. Oh yeah. Jockin', we nerded. We spoiler alert. Give it up one time.
Hello, listener. What's up? Thanks for pressing play and joining us this week. Welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news reviews and whatever we choose.
Jock and Nerd.
My name's Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
And joining us is the Minister of Felt from the great nation of Pupetistan, Minister Rugboy Sagdeyev. Yes, Gamesh, Rugboy. How are you?
Jinkui.
Jinkui to you, too. Very nice.
Very nice. I like.
It's going to be so hard not to do the Borat voice the whole show. I'm going to try not to, but it's really hard to.
Why can I not see you, Imran?
Very nice. I'm here. I have a chair.
You... Are you in the real life, or am I just hearing your voice inside of my head?
Yes, my evil twin is in your headphones right now.
Oh.
All right, boy, this is going to get old fast. It's really hard. Anyways, look, before we get started with the news, I have some fun audio to share. Very exciting for me and people, let's say my age. We have a brand new celebrity cameo shout out.
Oh, shit.
Once again, from Rugboy's biggest fan, David Mobile on Twitter.
I thanked him profusely.
Yes, thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
So, before I play it, the tweet he wrote says, "This has literally been years in the works, but finally the rumors that at Jock and Nerdcast got the lead singer at the Chris Barron from their favorite band, Spin Doctors Band, to give them a shout out has just happened. Hashtag two princes."
Oh, shit.
Anthony, do you know who the Spin Doctors are?
No clue.
Oh, my God.
What? Lame.
Okay, we will address that in a second. Let's just play this video.
Hey, this is Chris Barron from Spin Doctors with a cameo for the Jock and Nerd podcast show, booked by David the Extraordinary. Hey, this is a shout out to Jock and Nerd, the Jock and Nerd podcast show. Come join the no-holds-barred, outrageously funny, and very nerdy banter from Anthony Ehrman and the resident foul-mouthed crazy puppet rug boy. I'm going to tune into this.
What?
Sounds great. Sounds right up my alley.
You should.
I love a foul-mouthed crazy puppet rug boy.
Doesn't everyone?
If you want to check out the Jock and Nerd show,
Oh, my God.
just go ahead now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Puppet rug boy. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Jock and Nerd. Oh, shit.
You know, this
Jock
is
and
a
Nerd
funny
podcast.
thing.
Oh, my
Geek
God.
Boner.
Sounds amazing.
I talked over him. Sorry.
Oh, my God. He just did two princes and he put the Jock and Nerd podcast. Anthony, you have no idea how thrilled my 17-year-old self inside me is right now. If I went back in time and I told my 17-year-old nerd, hey, in about 28 years from now, this big song right now, the lead singer, he's going to say your name wrong and your podcast. And yes,
Oh,
I'd have been
shit.
like, get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
So you have to understand, this for me is a big deal. Ruggs, comment on this.
Oh, I was tickled pink when I
Right?
heard this
Isn't
because
that amazing?
now the funny thing about the Spin Doctors is
Yes.
they immediately became the most reviled band ever come out of the 90s. But I have a soft spot for them because I went to see them live
3 times.
Oh, Get Out. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
It was like one of my first like major concerts that I went to, like outdoor festivals that I went to, where I first smelled weed. You know, like people smoking weed and whatever.
Yeah.
And then I went to see them in New York Club once, actually twice.
Oh,
I
nice
went to see them in it.
Like an intimate club experience. Fuck,
once
that's awesome.
during college.
Oh, really?
Once like in high school. Yeah.
So, Anthony, you never heard of the song Two Princes or Little Miss Can't Be Wrong?
Maybe if you played them.
I mean, this is the guy who wrote the lyric.
Just play like the first 3 seconds of the song.
We're going to get sued. We're on Spotify. I can't do that. They will fucking yank us.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, look, let me give you a quick 90s music lesson, everyone, the listener that may not know the Spin Doctors. Like I just mentioned, they're best known for their early 90s hits, Two Princes, Little Miss Can't Be Wrong, peaked on the Billboard Hot 100 chart at number 7, number 17, respectively. The band consisted of Chris Barron, who's lead vocals, Eric Shankman, who's on guitar and vocals. I loved him on guitar. He was great. Aaron Combs on drums, Mark White on bass. And they formed 1988, and they were around till 1999, and I guess broke up and then got back together 2001. Apparently, they're still together. But 1991 through 1993, 94, they were fucking huge. And here's something I didn't know. Ruggs, originally, they were called the Trucking Company, and old John Popper, harmonica dude from Blues Travelers.
Yeah, I saw them both together.
Oh, get the fuck out. That's
shit.
awesome. He was in the band. John Popper leaves to form Blues Traveler, and they changed their name to Spin Doctors, put out this album, Pocket Full of Kryptonite, in August 1991. The album goes gold September 1992. By the following year, June 1993, the album went triple platinum. Ultimately goes to sell over 5 million copies, Anthony.
Oh, shit.
5 million copies in the U.S., another 5 million overseas, peaked at number 3 on the Billboard 200 albums chart. So they have 6 albums. Their most recent came out in 2013. And why this is, I love this song, and this was our high school senior year song.
Oh,
You know how
shit.
you vote on like your senior song? It was fucking Two Princes, and now he just sang Jock and Nerd into that.
Geek boner.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a very 90s sounding song. It's like pre-grunge. It was right before grunge hit.
Just go ahead now. Remember?
I just remember they were paired with Blues Traveler and then Soul Asylum.
Oh, Soul Asylum. I didn't like Soul Asylum. They annoyed me.
They were annoying, but they were the big band, and then they were the opener.
Ahead now. Anyways, Anthony, I'm fucking geeking out over here. So
Geek
I
boner.
have no idea what you
God,
I just find it very funny that it's this band that like I went to see like 3 times.
Right.
And by the time
Fucking 30 years
I
ago.
had saw them the 3rd time in college, I was like, I can't believe I'm watching this shitty band.
Oh,
And I'm
shit.
like, a year ago, I thought they were great. And then a year later, I was like, fuck these guys.
then they kind of disappeared after
Yeah.
those, but I guess they were still making music. Anthony, this would have been your high school year. What was the big song that year? Do you remember?
What year?
The year you were a senior in high school.
Oh God.
What was like
Let me
the
look.
big song that year?
2006 Billboard Top 100.
Yeah. So this would have been the equivalent to the number 7 song on that list.
I think mine was Boys to Men, some Boys to Men song.
Really? You were the year before.
Hips Don't Lie was pretty big.
Oh, Shakira.
Crazy, Gnarls Barkley.
Oh, that was that year. That was the huge
Sexy
song that year.
Back,
Crazy.
Justin Timberlake.
That summer.
Oh, Sexy Back.
Sexy
That's the
Back
biggest.
was huge. Crazy was big this summer. Two Princes was huge the summer of 1993. What can I tell you? I'm old. Anyways, let's get to it, you bastards.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Thanks again, David Mobley. Like, I still don't believe you listen to the show, but you constantly surprise me.
He doesn't
Jock
listen
and
to the
Nerd.
show.
No.
So isn't there some kind of a workaround where you can play like 10 seconds of the song, or you can't even play 10
Look,
seconds of the song?
technically, some shit can lie under fair use argument if you get sued, but any amount of anything, fair use only good in the U.S., it's just a slippery slope. There's shows that play whole songs or large parts of them. If you're not big enough to get caught, they're not going to come after you, you know? So we could, because we're not big enough to get caught. But just look up Two Princes, Anthony, by the Spin
Just
Doctors.
for the podcast where people never heard of it. There's a lot of millennials that are not going to look it
Millennials,
up.
look into the show description. I will put a link to
All right,
Two
fine.
Princes, and you can listen to it. Do you want to get us sued and pulled off of things, Ruggs?
I don't know. I just feel like it's still stupid. You can't even play a clip of a song if you're talking about it,
We could.
so people
we
can know
could.
what you're talking about.
It's called copyright law. Look at
I
it.
know what it is, but I just don't get it.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, big news this week, fellas. regarding a casting of Moon Knight on the Disney Plus show after the rumors of Shia LaBeouf and Keanu, I believe, was rumored at one point. Turns out Oscar Isaac has been tapped to star as Mark Spector Moon Knight
Geek Boner.
for the Disney Plus series.
It's kind of a win, I think.
So he just wrapped up being Poe Dameron, and he's probably like, get me out of this shitty fucking Star Wars franchise. I'm done here. I don't think he's going to come back. But he's also, he's played Apocalypse in the really bad X-Men Apocalypse. He is the voice of Spidey 2099 in Into the Spider-Verse, and probably will be in the sequel. So he's been in the X-Men franchise, the Spider-Man franchise. Now he's in the MCU. Anthony, what do you think? Good pick for the Mark Spector Moon Knight?
Yeah, I think he's a good actor. Yeah, he probably just is like, I just want to wash the stain of playing Ivan Ooze.
Or that too, yeah. Apocalypse, please give me
Apocalypse. So, yeah, I mean, Moon Knight's. I don't know a ton about Moon Knight. I know he's got like some sort of mental condition.
Moon Knight's basically Marvel's answer to, hey, what if Batman wore white?
Oh, shit.
What would happen?
Well, he's got some mystical bullshit.
Yeah.
He's got he's schizophrenic. He's got multiple personalities.
And then there's some in a newer version, he gets his powers from Egyptian gods.
Yeah, the Fist of Honshu.
He's
I like Oscar
schizophrenic.
Isaac.
Here's the thing: he is also technically Mark Spector is Jewish, and they're already. Can you guess? Getting a little bit of fucking shit.
Oh, shit.
For not hiring a Jewish actor, but it's called acting, people.
It's called acting.
It's called acting.
Aren't there a lot of Jewish people in cinema?
That is a conspiracy and a stereotype, Anthony. Shame on you.
Actors and actresses.
Yeah.
I mean,
And writers and producers. Yeah.
The girl's from Israel.
Yeah.
That's right.
She's Israeli and
she's
fought in
playing
the
an
army.
Amazonian.
Oh, God forbid.
Which would
what would they make?
imply that an Amazonian would be from South America, wouldn't that?
Yeah,
No.
that's not accurate. Amazon would be from
Thrace, which would be Turkey.
Mediterranean. That's close
Really?
enough.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Is that where the Amazons are?
I believe so, yeah.
I
Not the
thought it was-
Amazon rainforest, South
I'm
America?
talking about the yeah. I thought it was. I just
The Amazon was named after that Amazon. Remember, we came here after all of history was done, and then we conquered all this
named
area,
it
and we named
Amazon.
it after shit.
That's
that we
right.
Oh, I didn't know
New
that.
York is named after York, which is in England, and all that.
Really, that's so the Amazon was in the Mediterranean.
No, the Amazons were Thracian women who were from Turkey.
Ah, okay.
So they named the big river after the Amazon women. It was a big
Because it
river.
was large, river, large.
Yeah.
see what
I
you're
don't think it was some like ancient, like indigenous word that they used. I think it was just
Amazons were a tribe of warrior women in Greek mythology. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, point still stands.
Yes.
She's not Greek.
No, she's not.
She's Israeli.
But that's close. I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
Well, anyways,
Well, what's Oscar Isaac?
Oscar Isaac is, he's not Jewish. His last name's
He's
actually
Guatemalan American.
Yeah, Hernandez. I think his last name is actually Hernandez. His middle name is Isaac, and he just goes by Oscar Isaac. He dropped the Hernandez.
I mean, well, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I
don't care either. I think it's fine.
He's a great actor, and Mark Spector is similar to Bruce Wayne in that he is a millionaire playboy, one of the
I like
alter
Oscar
egos.
Isaac. I think he'll do a great job in this.
So he's joining now. We have on Disney Plus Iman Vellani as Miss Marvel, and we talked about Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk. But hold on, Tatiana Maslany herself came out and said, "I don't know nothing about this. Me playing She-Hulk."
What?
So I don't know. That's why the title of this episode is Oscar Isaac could be Marvel's Moon Knight, because I'm nothing sure, because I don't understand why she saw this and she's like, I don't know what anybody's talking about, when all of the big
she might
trades
be playing coy.
Maybe. I mean, the trades like this, Deadline, Variety, they're all reporting the same thing. So anyways, there you go. We got a She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and Moon Knight for new Disney Plus shows.
Took them long enough.
Very
Geek Boner.
very, very exciting. Listener, let us know what you think about Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight. Do you like him as the character? Join our Facebook group. It's called the Jock and Nerd Nation. It's private, closed, exclusive, just for you and us and all of our listeners. Welcome, new member Marco Herrera.
Jock and Nerd. Geek Boner.
Glad to have you. Welcome to the
Hey,
group.
welcome aboard.
Listener, in your present as you're listening to this, Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 1 will have debuted. It will be out. You will have enjoyed it. in our present, which is your past, it's not out. So
Floppy Jock.
October 30th, it's going to release on Fridays. It's 8 episodes running through December 18th. Do we need a refresher, you guys? Do you remember where it left off?
Well, they got the Darksaber.
Moff Gideon, you had Giancarlo Esposito, who's everywhere, had the Darksaber.
Yeah, the Muff guy.
Yeah, there was that great battle in the air with Mando and him in the plane. And he shot him down. Anthony, do you remember anything at all?
Now I'm starting to remember it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I totally had forgotten about it.
Feels like 10 years ago
Right?
that fucking Mandalorian
When did this come
came
out? Last October? Was it almost a year ago?
I don't know. It's been a fucking long ass time.
Disney did release
It's been a long year.
a video. It's a minute recap. Does help. Remember you had Werner Herzog wanted the baby, and then there was
Give me that baby.
yes,
Give me that baby
Give me
back,
the
baby back, baby back, ribs.
put him in my belly. And then
Barbecue sauce.
and then the head Mandalorian lady told him he's got to find Baby Yoda's homeworld, wherever the
Yeah.
fuck that is.
This is the way.
And that's the way. IG-11 is dead, even though he went out heroically. That was amazing.
He's not dead. He's a robot.
That's true. He did explode. They could put him back together.
He was never alive.
But there are questions I have that I hope they're going to answer. What do you guys have any questions they hope they answer season 2?
I just want to know what the purpose of a Yoda is.
Like, where does Baby
And
Yoda
where
come
is he from?
Yes.
I want to know where the yoga is from.
Why does Gideon want him?
I really don't care about the show. I know it's good, and I enjoyed watching it. I don't care about it at all.
No.
But I did see an article on The Ringer, and I didn't read it, so I'm probably misrepresenting what it was even in the article. But I did see the title was something along the lines of Mandalorian's the best thing they got.
Yeah,
But the problem is the more episodes of this they make, the more they could potentially screw up the canon that they're in the midst of making because of the fact that this is like a kind of a prequel.
It's in
right?
it's in between things, basically.
Right.
I don't think
So
that
it's
they
like
can't screw up the canon.
the amount of creativity they can have
limited?
is a little limited, yeah, because of other stuff around it.
I would disagree. They can be, look, you got guys like Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau. You have amazing IP character storylines coming from Clone Wars and all these other great things. You could definitely work it in. For example, rumored this season, we were rumored to see in season 2, Boba Fett may come back. What happened to him after the Sarlacc pit in Jedi? Bo-Katan, rumored to appear. Ahsoka Tano, rumored to appear this season. I think, here's my question. Remember first season how they were so good at hiding fucking Baby Yoda?
Oh, shit.
That reveal not getting spoiled, and I was just shocked at how this didn't get fucking leaked. I want to know, are they going to have a similar big thing like Baby Yoda? Is there
Maybe it's a baby Bib Fortuna.
Is it? Bib Fortuna, the guy with the tentacle head,
Yeah.
the slithery head.
Yeah.
But here's why. This is all very weird. They did not release any screeners for critics to review for season 2. They didn't want spoilers to get out. The trailers really haven't shown much. There's no new characters. They're just kind of showing you what you know is going to be in there. And I think there's going to be another big, if they want to up from season 1 where they were like Baby Yoda and it broke the fucking internet, they're going to need something again.
They need more. They need another a character or two to latch onto this year. Besides the two, you can't just be Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda and Mando, and I think people are like expecting it and they want it. This is what we need, Disney. You better fucking give it to us. Give it. Also,
It's the best thing that not only Star Wars but Disney Plus has in terms of new content. It's the only thing they have.
that
But
and Hamilton.
it won awards.
Things. It did, yeah. And that the technology that, we talked about how they're using the screen as a backdrop, the giant LED screen. I read other studios making movies during the pandemic, and I knew this was going to happen, are starting to adapt to do the same thing because you don't have to be outside. You don't have to shoot in location. You just put it on the screen and it looks fucking real.
Yeah, they should all be doing that.
Everyone should use that crazy screen. I also want to know, remember Ming-Na Wen's character? And at the end, we saw boots, and it cut. We don't know who found her. Rumor was, is that Boba Fett? Is she going to come back?
I heard spurs.
Yes. These spurs.
Boba Fett's got spurs.
Did they jingle? I got
jangled.
spurs. Boba Fett's got spurs. Yes. And I want to know more about Baby Yoda. So I'll probably do Corona binge reports for every episode. It's only 8.
Whoa.
Yeah. Why not?
Whoa, that's a big statement.
There, I'm going to do it.
Oh,
Why
shit.
not? They're like half an hour or 40 minutes, and there's only 8 of them, and it'll be fun. So sign up for that. Anthony, you sent me an Instagram earlier this week regarding Tom Holland, Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong.
Which is begun filming in Atlanta. So why was it in the Instagram?
Apparently someone caught video of Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield wearing a mask getting into a car together.
Oh, shit.
It turns out I think that's Holland's bodyguard.
Are you sure?
That's what everybody in this comment thread is saying. However,
it's a kind of comment thread. It's not reported. I looked at it. I mean, I can't, it's from far away.
And he's wearing a mask.
But it did kind of look like Andrew Garfield.
The hair and the eyebrows, I agree. And actually, he's got the Garfield hair. Ruggs, have you seen this? What do you think? Is this Garfield or not?
At first glance, I thought it was true, but then I'm like, maybe it's not him.
But why would it? Well, I don't know. I was going to say that the mask thing is weird. I think it leads me more. I mean, it also could just be he's just trying to be safe. But I think if Garfield was there, he would wear a mask to cover it up.
And Holland's not wearing a mask in the photo, and the guy behind him is. And so whether it's his bodyguard, look, the point is.
So you're saying in the comments, I thought you had found an article.
I mean, multiple people have referenced in the comments
just
saying
guy on the street said it's not true, so I'll believe it.
Look, I don't want it to be true because I want them to make the Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield movie.
Geek Boner.
Well, I think I messaged you both this, but at this point, the fans have already decided what movie needs to be made. Yeah. So anything that doesn't include Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, or at least one of them, people are going to be disappointed.
Floppy jock.
So we're going to start seeing set photos, and you're going to start seeing.
How do you feel if you're Tom Holland and everybody wants to see the other Spider-Man?
Old ones that you were recast as, and you're like, I'm right here, dude. I'm standing right here.
You're not really, because everybody. What's really happening is subconsciously people know that this is not the real Spider-Man.
Shit.
Fuck that show. Yeah. I'm just reinforcing what I've been saying since the first one came out.
I'm out of the way. You're blocking Toby. Toby! And he's like, dude, what? Come on. That's a good point. He probably feels a little jilted, but now he's part of the mythos, Holland, and you got to ride it. Speaking of Tom Holland, he has made it to Atlanta, and he got a special package. Let's hear it from him.
I just got home, and I'm in Atlanta. Just been delivered a package. That package is an iPad. And on that iPad is a script. This pillow's doing my nutting. And that script is Spider-Man 3. So I'm about to find out what I'm going to be doing for the next 5 months. I'm not going to tell you anything about it because I've learned my lesson. But I'm so excited. Oh, shit. I this iPad. Okay, I'm going to read this now, and I can't wait.
And he breaks the iPad.
I can't see what happened. I'm not seeing anything.
Nothing happened. He broke the iPad.
Yeah,
but
nothing.
Remember, last time he did this for Spider-Man 2, he held up the iPad with the title.
Oh, shit.
Clearly, he revealed the title, and I don't think he was supposed to do that at that time. This time, he doesn't make the mistake.
I think they're going to be...
He's going to do it on purpose.
No, I think they're going to be, especially if what's going to happen is what everyone's predicting, they're going to be super cautious about anything leaking in this one.
Well, they're going to start shooting, and we're going to get pictures of like any new suit he's in. He's going to have different suits. Set photos are going to come out. It's going to be very hard.
Didn't you, Imran,
to keep this
basically say that movies couldn't ever be made in the same way anymore? Because of the virus, and now a movie's being made that we're talking about.
Batman is in downtown Chicago.
Oh,
Did you see those photos? Batman and Catwoman.
I'm trying to tell you that your concerns about movie making should just go away because people are finding ways to make movies in the midst of a pandemic.
You can, but find me a crowd scene. Find me anywhere. Anybody shooting a crowd scene, you will not. You can't find it.
We will do it.
But you can make movies, and everything is,
You think Spider-Man 3 is going to be about COVID?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That'll
Is everybody going to be wearing masks during it?
Green Goblin.
Everyone's going to be wearing masks.
Yes. You won't be able to. Everyone will have Spider-Man masks on. You won't be able to tell who's the real Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You think there'll be a crowd? You don't think there'll be a crowd scene in the movie?
It'll be digitally composed. One person just cut and paste over and over again.
And will you be able to tell the difference?
No, because they have a lot of money and they will do it. They'll do it well.
So
there are. Have you seen all the TV shows and shit that have come out and it's all about COVID? Superstore came back. It's about COVID. There's another show called Connected. This Is Us. They're all wearing masks. Everything's come back. It's all about COVID. So my theory is happening. Michael Bay's next movie. Michael Bay put out a trailer for a movie called Songbird that takes place 4 years into a virus epidemic.
Do you think how long was that in production? Do you think that's just coincidence?
It says he shot it during the fucking pandemic.
Oh, shit.
I don't think it's a coincidence.
He shot it in 6 months.
He
That's
shot
pretty
it
impressive.
during the pandemic.
That's very impressive. If he shot it in 6 months, when 3 of those months everyone was just in their house.
Anyway, Spider-Man 3 is happening. We'll see what the deal
You're
is.
a sucker.
I'm telling you, you can obviously you can still shoot movies and be safe. It's just going to take longer, and the setup will have to be a little more. You got to have the fucking safety person around, make sure everything's hunky-dory. In the meantime, Tom Holland finished shooting, or he started work, or he's done with playing Nathan Drake from the Uncharted adaptation, and he put out a photo of him, and it looks like Nathan Drake. That's pretty good.
Not really.
No? What do you think? Isn't he?
Like Tom Holland looks like Nathan
Is he
Drake.
too
I
young?
think it looks like a young Nathan
The
Drake, maybe
clothes
like
are
a
dead.
teenage
The costume's
Nathan
dead on.
Drake.
The costume looks like the costume from the game.
I got to agree with Ruggs. He looks like teenage Nathan Drake.
Too young.
There is a game where you are a teenage Nathan Drake
Oh,
for like some of it.
Is that so?
But
He's
I've
playing
always
younger.
imagined Nathan Drake as like a late 30s,
Yeah.
rugged with like a 5 o'clock shadow type,
Like what's his name? Like
Nathan Drake in the game, maybe.
like
And I
Nathan
don't
Drake.
think he's ever going to be that. Doesn't seem like the guy that's going to age like that.
No, he's going to look young for a long
So
time.
he's playing this is a younger Nathan Drake, obviously.
Well, Nathan Drake was modeled after like Johnny Knoxville.
Or what's his name? Mal from Serenity.
That's
Right.
who should play him. What's Nathan Fillion? He should be
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion. This movie also stars
Well, Nathan Fillion's like 75 years old now.
Well,
Oh, shit.
Mark
he's
Wahlberg.
50 something. Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg is playing Sully.
that's fine.
They've really aged out. I mean, Mark Wahlberg,
Yeah.
Sully's like wasn't Sully like in his like 50s
He was an
or
old
60s?
guy. Yeah, he was an old dude.
Yeah, so I guess this is like Nathan Drake at the very beginning. But I mean,
So they MCU Spider-Man Nathan Drake. That's
Oh,
all.
shit.
That's all they did. Make him younger.
Yeah.
Make everybody younger. It's all good. That's all they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but like the people who play the game are not really going to go for that.
Well, look, nobody has yet to nail a video game adaptation. So you got that against you
Like
right
it's
away.
just Dora the Explorer if you do it with a kid.
I mean, is this going to be the first like actual proper video game movie that does good? That's a good adaptation. I don't think outside of
The
Sonic
story
and
lends itself
Pikachu
to being a fun adaptation, but
No,
who
we
knows?
saw the story when it was called Indiana Jones.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
True.
but he's got like a wife, and he like tells his wife that he meets this girl, and it becomes his wife, and then he lies to his wife, and the
Yeah.
wife has to come rescue
So
his ass.
he's a rascal.
Yeah.
Well, she breaks up with him, and then he's like partnered with this other chick who's a badass, and then he's got to navigate that and his wife, and it's all sorts of shit.
Yeah, it's a lot of intrigue.
And there's a lot of, well, I mean, I guess Indiana Jones is like, but they go really deep into like the mystical shit once you get to the final levels.
If Tomb Raider couldn't be a successful adaptation, I don't see how this is. Is this like?
Yeah, but you know, this movie has a man.
That's what I was going. I was hoping somebody would say that, motherfucker.
Let me tell you about Tony, all right? Tony ruins lives.
I baited you and you walked right
Well,
into
listen,
it.
Sorry,
I
Lisa
think-
Morrison.
Well, look, they made a Tomb Raider movie with Alicia
They
Vikander
made
that was
both
fine.
versions, and it still couldn't be a success.
It wasn't a huge success, but it wasn't a huge failure either.
Okay,
It was
just
okay.
okay.
It did okay.
Another video game, man. Yet to like have the
Well,
best
wasn't
video
the one
game.
I
movie.
haven't watched the one with Angelina Jolie, but it was like super cheesy, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they didn't know how to make movies back
No,
then.
yeah.
Like they didn't know. I mean, they knew how to make movies that I like. I mean, that have big boobs in
Those
them.
are
Yeah,
not good
that was
movies,
great.
though. Those are not good movies. They're not
But,
good movies.
Yeah, but they're not good movies.
Oh, I'm reading the premise now. Yeah, so this is a prequel.
Okay,
It's
so
a prequel to the games,
Oh,
while revealing the origins of Nathan Drake and Victor Sully Sullivan.
If you play the Thief's End, which is the PlayStation 4 game,
yeah.
Mhm.
they have a lot of him in his youth and with his brother.
And you play him younger.
Yeah, and he
Oh.
does look like Tom Holland in that.
There you
But
go.
like, so
There
I
you
guess
go.
that
Oh, there
works.
you go.
My original statement stands. It looks
But
like
it's not.
fucking
But you're not
Nathan Drake.
playing the game for
Right.
that. That's just like a
It's a
cut
bonus,
scene.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting perspective. Like maybe they're. It seems like I'm just from two sentences that they're making this to be like interactive with the game, and that the games are in canon.
Oh, the
this
story.
is in canon,
Oh, the story is the same story.
right? Like it's all the same story. So like you've played the games and now you're going to watch the prequel as a movie. I don't know.
And might explain things for the hardcore gamers that they came across. That's kind of cool.
Geek boner.
All right, we'll see. We'll see when it comes out. I got one DC thing, and it, of course, regards the Justice League reshoots. We talked about how the world's worst Joker, Jared Leto, is coming back.
Floppy Jock.
For reshoots. Joe Manganiello, Deathstroke,
Oh shit. Geek boner.
also confirmed to be returning for Zack Snyder's Justice League reshoots, which now this makes sense. There was a awesome scene at the end. He looked amazing. They were trying to form, there's a tease of, what was it, the Injustice League or Legion of Doom with Lex Luthor, Jesse Eisenberg. So
Right.
what do you think about this? I mean, they're at this point, just put everybody in the fucking movie, I guess.
I think they put him Deathstroke in there so Batman has someone to fight hand-to-hand combat,
Oh,
or Wonder Woman, or somebody that's formidable that they could have a fight, a side fight with.
now maybe you got Joker and Deathstroke versus Batman.
Geek boner.
I would like to see that.
Well, you got the other people in the Justice League too. They got to do stuff.
But
Well, there was that tease. I don't know if that was Whedon's idea or Snyder at the end, where they were like, "We need to
post-credit
form a league of
sequence,
our
yeah.
own."
Yeah.
And Deathstroke
Maybe
was
just
there.
a shot of them,
Yeah.
like
Maybe just another tease of the villains that have come out of this. I don't know.
whose do you think that was? Snyder's or Whedon's? I feel like that was a Snyder thing, maybe.
I don't know.
So as previously
They're
reported,
bringing they're just bringing everyone. Bring
Just put
everyone at this
everyone-
point.
just
Just
put
cast everyone you ever wanted to
just
cast.
throw everyone in the fucking movie, Zack Snyder. So
Who do you
Ben
want?
Affleck, Batfleck, Ray
Ben
Fisher,
Affleck.
Ben Affleck, Batfleck, Ray Fisher, and Amber Heard reported to be shooting new scenes. No updates regarding Henry Cavill or Amy Adams or Gal Gadot or Momoa or Ezra Miller showing up for reshoots. Again, this is now $70 million, brand new 4-hour, whole new fucking movie that we will get to see on HBO Max. Speaking of Ray Fisher, Anthony, leads me to another article you sent me. Why don't you set up this story? Boy.
So we've been hearing about this Ray Fisher and a lot of people backing him in regards to Joss Whedon's time on Justice League and how he was a horrible person, apparently, and we never really got any details. I guess there's a lawsuit, which is why we're not getting any details, or some sort of legal
Investigation,
thing.
yes.
Yeah. But I guess it came out today, or not today, but I don't know when, sometime, that Ray Fisher's anger stems from the fact that Joss Whedon in post wanted to CGI his skin and make him, I guess, lighter skinned,
Oh,
or change
shit.
the color of his skin. I don't know.
well, you don't know specifically
No,
if it was lighter or darker.
Right.
And
we don't know.
it doesn't say who. It says ordered that the complexion of an actor of color be changed in post-production.
Well, there's only two
But there's
two on the league.
in the Screen Rant article, in the photo they posted, they had a picture of Kirstie Clemens playing Iris West. That she was supposed to be in the original Justice League. So it doesn't specifically say who the actor was. I just want to make that clear. It
That's
says,
okay. Good point.
It says an actor. But he also said in this Forbes interview that Toby Emmerich and other executives participated in racist conversations. I've been reading about this since June about the abusive behavior of Joss Whedon on set, and never had a chance to. I wanted to bring it up on the show, but it seemed like it was something that was being worked out. And like you said, there is an investigation. But now his quote is amazing. This was the catalyst. He said, "What set my soul on fire and forced me to speak out about Joss Whedon this summer was my becoming informed that Joss had ordered that the complexion of an actor of color be changed in post-production because he didn't like the color of their skin tone." So yes, he says there was racist conversations.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm playing devil's advocate here, but don't they color grade stuff all the time and change things
yes,
all the
and
time?
a Zack Snyder movie is mostly gray and washed out anyways. There's no fucking color.
So it's like, I don't know if that's a thing that he's doing. I mean, I don't necessarily know what extent it is because it's very vague. If they would have said, listen, he's going to change someone darker or lighter for whatever reason, but he said he didn't like the skin tone.
The skin tone, yes.
That's very vague. That
He's not just calling out Whedon. He's also calling out Jeff Johns, John Berg, and Warner Brothers chairman Toby Emmer.
I don't know what to think. I think, I mean, obviously, if the accusations are true and it's like they were actually just trying to color change their skin like that, I guess that would be really bad, obviously. But I don't know. I just find it hard to believe, and maybe that's just me being naive, that in this era that would not get out and they wouldn't think that they would be getting in trouble for something like that.
And how would you would notice when the movie came out?
I guess I was thinking about Cyborg, like his costume is completely CGI, so maybe the context was like, we need to, I don't know, like we need to match his skin to the CGI that were this metal kind of thing and make him look more metallic. Like, I don't know. I guess more details need to come out, but it seems in this era of movie making that for them to do something like that, you would definitely get in trouble. So I just don't think they would be that stupid. Maybe I'm wrong.
I have no idea. It just sounds so vague. I wish I had more to go on, because
it is very vague.
I'm hearing, of course, I believe Ray, right?
Yeah.
Whatever his name is.
Ray Fisher.
Yeah. He's apparently pretty angry.
Yes.
I know that he's been pissed for a while, but I just don't know what the context is. It just, I would like to know. It's all this mystery about what's happened. So
there's a Forbes interview that has a lot more detail, but there is an investigation. So I think that's partly why he can't fully disclose everything aside from gross and abusive behavior. Now, that's the thing.
What a fall from grace for Joss Whedon.
Wow, I know,
being like
right?
the king of the nerds to now, I don't think he'll get like a job.
Wow.
with
I was
any
thinking
major
about
studios
that.
anymore.
This is really going to hurt his reputation and his career. And like, who would want to work with him now?
The only thing that needs to be decided is, did he deserve to be canceled?
He's already canceled.
I'm saying that's right. I'm saying, did he deserve it though?
We don't know yet.
We don't know. We don't know until the investigation.
out.
I'm sure Warner Brothers will. I don't know how much they'll tell us once the investigation is done, but they will release something. But even that idea to think about doing that in this day and age, like you said, Anthony, how would you not?
So
you would get caught. You would get caught. It would be obvious,
especially in a major movie like that.
If it was Iris West, she would be like, "Why did you lighten me? Like that's not what I look like. Obviously, look." You know, whoever it is, and it would just be obvious. And now, you can't.
Yeah, it's so hard to believe. Like, you would see the actor, and then you would see the movie and go, "Wait, what?"
But it is Warner Brothers.
Unless it's just subtle. I don't even know. Was it like subtle?
Has Warner Brothers not made completely ridiculous fucking decisions in the past? I mean,
when you retouch photos, right?
Yeah.
Just in general, when you go in and you take pictures or whatever, you retouch photos. You change people's skin tones all the time. Because either the lighting wasn't right or whatever didn't look right. There was a reflection or something. There's a million reasons to change a person's skin color.
Yeah.
I just want to know, because that was such a vague comment, changing the color of someone's skin.
It could have been a thing that he wanted to match, the color palette of the scene, something.
Like, it has to be egregious. It has to be like, okay, I want Iris West to be a lighter shade because whatever. It's I don't know, for some marketing reasons or whatever, demographic or bullshit racist reasons.
Yes, there's no qualified reason to argument for that.
Yeah.
Anyways, the shit is crazy. Justice League.
This is crazy. This is crazy.
You know what else is crazy, listener? There's a pandemic out in the world. Still, you're going to need a mask to protect yourself and your loved ones, and we have them. Visit our TeePublic shop, jockandnerd.com/shop. Get yourself several masks and tumblers and magnets and anything else you need for your bunker for the oncoming whatever's going to happen. I don't know. Stock up.
Get yourself a mask. Get yourself a shirt.
Some bee repellent. I don't know. Some animal fox spray. I want to end the news. I got two kind of bad news pieces. Sorry to end on a bummer. If 2020 wasn't crazy enough, well, Netflix is going to make it crazier. They are planning to raise their price again.
Oh, shit.
Floppy jock.
This year. So
this is going great.
Yes.
This is going great.
Listener, this is important because I know everybody has Netflix. They are raising the price of the standard 2-stream HD plan, the most popular package. It's going up from $12.99 a month to $13.99 a month. Their premium tier, which you can allow 4 streams at once and 4K content, is going up by $2. $15.99 to $17.99 for U.S. customers. The basic plan, single non-HD stream, stays at $8.99 monthly. So as of October 29th, as of today, the fucking rates are in effect.
Jesus Christ.
Shit. Netflix. for now I got to go balance my checkbook again. Fuck.
That $2 is going to kill me.
Do you think, Anthony, this is, it's normal cost of operations and they've been known to raise prices gradually in the past, but is this a good time to be doing it?
Probably not.
Yeah, I didn't,
$22
I
mine.
didn't think so.
But, we're hitting the second wave. People are going to be home. They can make more money.
Listen, all the streaming, every streaming platform except for Quibi got more subscribers in the past 6 months.
That's right.
Not so much for the Quibi. And then the other kind of piece of bad news I wanted to share is about a video game. We don't talk about video games a lot, but I am excited for this game. It is the most anticipated video game of all time. They've been working on this game for like 8 years. Rugs, of course, Cyberpunk 2077 release date November 19th. So if you are saving your money, you're going to have to save it a little bit longer because
I hope it's because they want to deliver the game or not because the game sucks and they're trying to fix it.
It got pushed back only 21 days to December 10th. So in a game this big, Rugs, is 21 days going to make a difference?
It could make a difference. I mean, it depends if what the problem is. If there's something happening last minute, they were like testing it and they found that there was some issues and they have to iron out the bugs and put a patch in or whatever to make it work right. I don't know. I mean, these big fucking releases that come out have been mondo disappointing. I mean,
right? The Marvel's Avenger game, I think, was
floppy job.
It's kind of a flop.
Yeah. Anthem came out and flopped big. And then, that game came out and flopped big. Marvel came out and flopped big. So
they want to get this out before Christmas. CD Projekt Red, who made Witcher 3, is they said the biggest challenges for us right now is shipping the game on current gen, next gen, and PC at the same time, which requires us to prepare and test 9 versions of it.
Oh shit!
That's got to be difficult.
Yeah, it's an undertaking. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm looking forward to this game. I hope it's not a fucking flop.
Dude, Anthony, if you don't know, this is an open world action adventure RPG set in a cyberpunk world, the city called Night City. And I've been obsessed with watching videos from YouTubers about every little footage of this game because you pick a path and it's unlike anything I've seen.
You join a gang.
It's just this crazy open world. And Rugs, they said not only can you explore vertically on the ground, all those buildings, they said you could go in and there will be activities on different levels. Like even in the Spider-Man game, you can't go in the buildings of Manhattan.
I know, I've been waiting for that for a while.
But in this game, you play as V, a mercenary outlaw going after one-of-a-kind implant that is the key to immortality. It's got dialogue trees, and it looks like everybody's experience will be completely different. You could play this game multiple times and have completely different experience. It's amazing.
When I saw this, I saw the preview of this game about a year and a half ago. I was like, this is the fucking game. This is the game I've been waiting for. This is the fucking badass game that's coming out. This is like Grand Theft Auto meets fucking Cyberpunk, meets fucking cyborgs, Terminators and shit, and fucking there's some like real body horror and weird shit like that. And there's hot broads, there's all prostitutes and shit. So this is gonna be fun.
Everything is customizable on your character, and and Keanu Reeves is in the game as he's part of this band that's part of the story. So you run into Keanu Reeves playing this character. Anthony, does this sound exciting to you at all? Have you heard about Cyberpunk 2077?
What are we talking about?
No, not heard about this game, dude. I'm telling you,
I don't know what this is.
This video game this is going to be the fucking craziest game to ever come out.
It is. It's everybody's fucking anticipating.
And they're still being able to get it out this year, December 10th. So
I just can't get into video games. Unless they're sports games, I can't get into them as much anymore.
When's the last time you played a sports game? Madden, NHL, anything?
Maybe Madden, like a couple 3-4 months ago. I don't even own a system.
Yeah,
I own a PlayStation 3. I think that I don't even use anymore.
I think you would like Rocket League. Have you heard of Rocket League?
No, I don't want to play no fucking Rocket League.
Do you know what it is?
It's like the cars with the soccer ball.
It's car soccer, yeah. How much fun is that? Car soccer looks amazing.
No, just play FIFA.
Yeah, same thing with people soccer. I like car soccer. Anyways, listener, let's take a quick break here, play some promos, and we'll come back and talk about Borat's subsequent movie film. Very nice. Right after this. Dziękuję.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Let's take a drive down Let's take a drive down Tangent Avenue.
Hey, I'm Bryson from Tangent Avenue.
And I'm Tasman.
From where?
I think I got this. I know this one. It's a podcast. It's called Tangent Avenue, and
Nope.
I think
Wrong.
we cover a topic every Wednesday. Does it sound right about so far?
I don't like this. I think it's on Tuesdays.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we cover a topic every single Wednesday, ranging from conspiracy theories to historical events to people of outstanding whatever.
Weird shit, really. Outstanding weird shit. Like Aleister Crowley.
Aleister Crowley, L. Ron Hubbard?
Hubert? L. Ron Hubert the Hubbard.
Yeah, I know nothing about him. That's all you, man.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, we do a
Enjoy
lot
that.
of weird, cool, fun stuff. We hope you join us. It's a fun ride. We have a lot of fun. We hope you will too.
Yeah, Taz hopes you have a lot of fun.
Alrighty, let's take a drive down Tangent Avenue.
Was A Quiet Place inspired by Signs It Comes at Night and War for the Planet of the Apes? Was Ready Player One influenced by Avatar, Wreck-It Ralph, and The Last Starfighter? Is the Hurricane Heist more influenced by Sharknado or Geostorm? These are the kinds of questions my guest co-hosts and I discuss on my podcast, Piecing It Together. Every week we look at a new movie and try to figure out what other movies inspired it. Whether it's the story, the character development, tone, or even use of music. Every movie was influenced by something that came before, and we want to figure out what. Check out Piecing It Together on your favorite podcast app or check us out on piecingpod.com. You can also follow us on social media at piecingpod. Piecing It Together is a part of the All Points West podcast network.
Listener, quick update before we continue on the Ray Fisher Justice League situation we were just discussing. We were looking things up. Rock Boy found an article posted to Cinema Blend just 3 hours ago with Joss Whedon's spokesperson, his side's response.
Oh, shit.
To Ray Fisher's comments of changing the complexion. So the Whedon spokesperson who spoke with Cinema Blend on the condition of anonymity says the individual who offered this statement acknowledged that this was just something they had heard from someone else and accepted as truth, when in fact research would prove that it was false. As is standard on almost all films, there were numerous people involved with mixing the final product on this film, including the editor, special effects person, composer, etc., with the senior colorist responsible for the final version's tone, colors, and mood. This process was further complicated by the fact that Zach shot on film while Joss shot on digital, which required the team led by the same senior colorist who has worked on previous films for Zach to reconcile the two, which is kind of what we were saying just now, wasn't it?
Sort of.
Yeah. Whenever you're doing anything with any kind of imaging, there's going to be points where you have to change things, but or alter things to make it look better. I don't know. I mean, listen, could be bullshit. This could be like an excuse for whatever it is, and like a cover up or whatever. But I also think that's also plausible that that's happening too. So it's like whatever. When things the facts start to come out, we'll see. But now you have the response.
I mean, we definitely know that Joss Whedon, Snyder originally intended that one of the climactic scenes to be very dark.
Right, black sky.
Black sky, and then Joss changed it to a red sky.
Yeah.
And actually, by changing it to a red sky, he had made a lot of the costumes at the end not look as good because those costumes were made with the intent of having a darker film.
Right, there's a red cast over everything.
So you can see all the seams that you're not supposed to see.
Yeah, so it's I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna. I'll echo the same sentiment as Ruggs.
We got to wait till more information comes out. While this is notable, however, because this is the first time Whedon's camp has said anything since June, since Ray Fisher started making these claims.
I guess when you get called a racist, that's when you come out.
Like, okay, I got to say something now.
Wasn't he accused of just as, I don't even know how to equate it, but things that were bad as well prior to this? Like being
he cheated on his wife or something.
Yeah, womanizer.
He had issues.
I guess racism is the draw. He's like, no, I am definitely not fucking racist. I definitely cheat, but I'm not racist.
Fuck, if someone's going to call me racist, now I got to say something. So there you go, listener, the other side. But it is important to include in this fucking heated conversation as the investigation happens. More things will come out. We will continue looking for developments. Anyways, this is the point of the show where I go, hey, you enjoy the show? Join our fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Jock and Nerd.
And you'll be supporting the show. You ensure that we make the show every week. It keeps going, and you get bonus content in an exclusive RSS podcast feed just for our Patreon supporters. The shows come out early. There's tons of stuff that comes out early. If you give us $10 or more a month, listener, now you get put in this amazing tier where you get to pick any movie you want and to force us to watch and review.
Oh, shit.
And we will do it. And we did one last week, guys. You remember? Wolf Cop. Then things
You
kind
lost
of
all credibility, too.
things kind of blew up in my face. Anthony, you saw the thread. Instead of me talking, can you explain what happened to the listener?
As far as what happened with this movie?
Yes.
And what you decided to do
And
throughout the entire review?
Who it was for and who was
I guess you
dedicated
kept saying that this was Lisa Morrison's request when, in all actuality, confirmed in the Facebook group, this was Steve Morrison's request. Lisa Morrison hates this fucking film and does not like being misrepresented as someone that would have requested such a thing.
Shit.
Basically, what we are trying to say is you suck, Imran. We are canceling you, and we are bringing on Lisa Morrison to host the show from now on.
I got to go hang out with Joss Whedon now.
You got to go live with Steve Morrison.
Fuck,
You're
and
basically changing roles.
He'd be happy to do that, too.
I will go live with Steve.
Lisa is going to go
you come
live
here.
in your house and foster all those dogs.
Okay.
And swing a mace around, and you're going to go up to Canada, and you're going to live with Steve Morrison and be his wife.
She would be an improved me, that's for sure.
You're going to play goalie up there.
Lisa Morrison will be a better me that I could be, and I will try to stop goals with my fake teeth. Get them all knocked out. So,
I wasn't going to bring up the fake teeth.
I have to get there before you do. So the Lisa Morrison, after the Wolf Cup review comes out, she posts, I feel like I've been misrepresented by Imran.
Oh, shit.
Wolf Cop was 100% for Steve Morrison. My review of the film is on par with Anthony. I did not want to watch it and was bored when I did. Tony, just be grateful. You don't have to watch the sequel.
Oh, shit.
Hold on. We'll address that in a second. Let me just say, on the record, this was for Steve Morrison. Look, I was trying to do a solid because the whole thing that started it was Fiddlesticks mentioned the guy should review Wolf Cop for Halloween. It would be fun. Lisa Morrison posted it would be Steve Morrison would love it if Imran could get that done. So I saw that. Look, I'm paying attention. I'm going to get it done. Lisa Morrison is the one who was paying us the $10 a month. Steve was not at the time. But yes, I misspoke, and I'm ashamed, and I have to give myself the shame bell.
Shame. So we didn't have to watch Wolf Cop?
Shame.
No, we didn't.
Shame.
Oh, the game basically gave him a freebie.
Shame.
I did.
Shame.
Why is that bad?
Shame.
Not good.
I mean, it's not bad. It's a nice thing that we did. But I was under the impression that that's why we were doing it.
Well, now we're going to have to do another one.
Well, after all that happened, there is a bonus. Someone did enjoy this, and things come out smelling great. Everything's coming up Millhouse because Steve Morrison posts, since Anthony enjoyed Wolf Cop so much, I've decided to up my Patreon pledge.
That's so great. Like, we shit all over his movie and he gave us more money.
So he can enjoy another Wolf Cop.
Oh, shit.
And immerse himself in the world of Wolf Dick. Good news, it's better than the first one.
See, he's really pissed about this and he wants to fuck us. So this is all about you, Anthony, right now.
Yay.
He really
Look, I'm going to say shout out, thank you to Steve Morrison.
He's willing to pony up money just to fucking make you suffer.
I mean, this isn't the first time I've had someone with the Warwick guy. What's his name?
Willow. Yes, that cost us. See,
like I made a bad comment about the
now you're watching
things
Willow.
and I had to watch Willow.
Yeah.
If we could just make more people hate Anthony into watching movies, you'll be rich.
Well, also, this has happened to you, Imran.
Yes.
This has happened to you with Kingsman.
Yes.
You made sour comments about Kingsman for some reason, and then you had
and now then we had to watch
make
the
us watch
second
Kingsman
one.
too.
Oh my God, this has happened over and over again. You're great. This is amazing. But you know what? That's why we're here. Thank you, Steve
How
Morrison.
come no one picks on makes Rug Boy watch movies?
I've already seen everything.
That's the problem. Yeah, because Rug Boy shits on everything. So why can't we find something that he doesn't like.
Equal opportunity.
And when Dan Slott writes a movie.
That will be when we'll get Ruggs.
Did he write a movie? Let's see if he wrote.
I know Frank Miller's written really shitty movies. I don't think Dan Slott's written a movie. But again, thank you, Steve Morrison, for increasing your pledge.
Talking nerd.
Unbelievable. This week, bonus content on the Patreon. If you sign up, you will hear I did, I knew we were recording a review for the Borat sequel for the show. I did a whole Borat 2 Corona Binge report. Then Ruggs and I did a review of the show Utopia on Amazon, season 1 review. And then there's a Jock
Their
Talk.
bottom is very weak.
Full-on sports show just for our fan club. There's a lot. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Sign up today. Ruggs, has Dan Slott written any movies?
I think he's writing Jackpot. He's not writing anything. He wrote some cartoon stuff, I think.
All right,
I don't
fuck
know.
Dan Slott. Fine.
You like Dan Slott.
Fuck that show.
I do kind of like some of what he did, but some of it goes a little much. But Superior Spider-Man, I loved it. Anyways, we're not here to talk about Spider-Man. We are here to review Borat's subsequent movie film. The Borat sequel came out on Amazon. Here are your spoilers, listener.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
The full title, of course, being Borat's subsequent movie film, Delivery of Prodigious Bribe to American Regime for Make Benefit Once Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan. Kind of gives you the plot in the title there. On Rotten Tomatoes, it is sitting at 85% tomato meter, 7.18 out of 10 on the average. And of course, this movie is the brainchild of a character by Sacha Baron Cohen, who wrote this with Anthony Hines, directed by Jason Woliner. And you have a bunch of real people in the movie, of course, but it's starring Sacha Baron Cohen as Borat Sagdiyev. And joining him, introducing his daughter, Tutar Sagdiyev, played by the wonderful Maria Bakalova. Other crazy cameos that are in there we'll get to later, and everybody else you don't really have to know about. What you should know about, listener, is this film, Sacha Baron Cohen shot this film in secret before and during the COVID pandemic. Nobody knew this was coming out until Collider broke the news in September that there is a sequel and it's done. And, he wanted to put this out in theaters before the election. And when he found out this was going to be a problem, he started shopping it around. Universal let him. Amazon paid him $80 million.
Oh, shit.
To buy the rights to put it on Amazon Prime. And I was fully expecting to rent this movie.
No,
and I was surprised when I was like, oh, it's an Amazon movie.
I think a lot of people would have bought it.
I would have paid $20
I was excited.
I would
that
have
it
absolutely
was an Amazon movie.
I would have paid $20 for this in a second. What is the budget doesn't matter. I don't know what it is. Anthony, $10. Anthony, what happens in Borat's subsequent movie film?
This is I don't even know what to call it. I don't know what the title is for something like this. But it's a movie it's a sequel to Borat.
Yes.
Where he gets sent on a mission to rebuild the relationship between Kazakhstan and the U.S. And he is given a task by the Kazakh government, and that task keeps changing as the movie moves forward. But he basically, by the end of it, he has to give his daughter, who's been introduced in this movie, over to someone important within the Americas.
Michael Penis.
Well, yeah, a couple of different guys. To just rebuild the relationship. So yeah, that's what the movie. It's about delivering his daughter to the Trump regime.
To simplify it, he's just got to bribe an American, some American cabinet member.
That long ass title is basically the plot of the movie, and of course, hilarity, candid camera, hidden camera shit happens, as is the deal with Borat. Anthony, what did you think? I know you've seen the first one. Everyone should see the first movie. I don't know. 14 years later, it puts out a sequel, and I thought it was funny that he's explained that he was in prison for 14 years because he embarrassed the nation from the first movie.
Yeah, I mean, this is as far as like movies we talk about, this is probably, this style of movie is super hard to even critique because it's a movie, but it's not really a movie. It's like an I gotcha kind of thing.
A mockumentary.
Isn't it? I don't think it's a mockumentary.
No, there's
I don't think
a story
that's
in it too. Yeah,
this is one of those things where when I say this about comedies all the time, comedies play by different rules than actual movies, right? Especially if it's like a mockumentary or like a documentary style. It's very hard because they don't have a narrative structure. You can't analyze the script. You can't really analyze. You just got to go, did it make you laugh?
Yeah.
Did you urinate a little?
Eat a little.
Like, did you fart while you were laughing? Did you have to like grab onto something to stand up because you're out of breath? That's where you basically. That's how you grade this movie.
Were you crying? Were you cringing?
Well, the weird thing about this movie is there is like a plot.
Yeah, there's a story.
And at the end, well, and that's the same thing in the first one. But by the end, you're it's kind of trying to make you feel things about like women and like this daughter.
Yeah.
So, what did I think? Overall, I mean, I enjoyed the film. It's a fun film. I laughed at a lot of different things. It's really clever with some of the things Borat says to people, and some of the reactions that he gets. So all of that's good. Good point by Rug Boy. You can't really judge this film the same way you can judge other films. So I'll kind of put that to the side a little bit. The only thing is when movies like a movie like this tries to incorporate like real pranks.
Yeah.
I get a little skeptical in the amount of camera work that's in these real pranks.
Yeah.
So like that's the thing I was questioning is how much of this is actually real. I don't think
you don't really know
most of it's real. I think even the stuff that you think is real, I think there's actors there.
Really?
Yeah, like some of the camera work is just like it's too professional.
Well, but he tells everyone that he is a documentarian journalist from Kazakhstan.
But who doesn't know that that's Borat?
Some people don't.
Who doesn't know? I mean, there's a lot of people.
Yes.
There's a lot of people that don't know that Sacha Baron. But the stuff with like the scene when in the kids dance, like the
debutante ball.
Those kids know who Sacha Baron Cohen is.
Those kids, some of those kids were brought in or something. There was, but the older people.
The only thing is, this movie opens that up. Where okay, now I'm trying to figure out what's real and what isn't, and it just makes me a little skeptical. I don't think I don't think most of it's real.
I think that the part of the shocking part is if it is real,
right?
That's what makes it even better.
Yes.
If it's not real and it's staged, then you're like, yeah, anybody could. That's just kind of like a guy just making that. And that's gonna lead me to my critique of it.
Yeah.
And I think that if you're a guy like me who's pretty not into Trump, you're gonna laugh a lot.
Oh yeah.
All right. But if you're a guy that
the
likes
other side
Trump,
is not going to like this.
you're probably going to not like this and kind of feel assaulted by it in a way. And so I think it's going to be a polarizing thing because it's like one of those things that this movie's hitting Trump pretty hard, and all those like people of the the middle red states and all that stuff
does it so
that
well.
Are maybe a little bit more likely to brandish a rebel flag here and there and say, they're going to feel like they're being assaulted when they see this, which is, if it's true that they actually were caught out there doing this stuff, that's one thing. But if it's a contrived thing to kind of, I don't know, like, our people are really going to put a fucking thing on a cake that says the Jews were not
That
replaced?
lady didn't care. She's like, okay, the Jews were not. Smiley faces.
Do you know if that was real or not? I think Anthony brought that up. That's the question.
That's a good point. I have a couple of articles I'll bring up later. In some cases, you will see that this is absolutely real. But yes, it does kind of muddy the waters. However, Anthony,
it's easier to believe the first Borat was a lot more real. It's just hard
nobody
to believe
knew who he
now.
was. Yeah.
Well, so initially when I heard that there's a sequel, that was my first concern. I was like, how can you do Borat anymore? The jig is up. Everybody knows. And cleverly in the beginning of the movie, he does address that. But so this also gives him a reason to get crazy costumes. But he manages, I think he legit manages to find people who still do not know who Borat is.
Well, I read about the scene. First off, this movie's way more political, as Ruggs mentioned, than the first one.
Really is. Yes. Yeah.
It's definitely taken aside. I read the scene though where they do the period blood dance, which is the most disgusting thing they've done.
That was crazy.
And the funniest
thing.
thing.
It is funny, but I read that like they staged a lot. Like they brought in a lot of people under the guise of one thing, so it was never really like this daughter daughter
Yeah.
daddy dance reveal.
Some
thing.
of those kids did catch on that was Sacha Baron Cohen.
No, I'm saying that some of those kids, none of those kids were there for what the movie's intending you to think that's what they were there for.
But the babysitter that he leaves her with,
is she real?
She's absolutely 100% real. That is a sweet old lady. Here's her story, right?
Wait, the black lady?
Yes, here's her story. I read this article. She told, she's talking to Variety or something. She said there was an ad looking for elderly black women, and there was an interview, and I went, and I was surprised when I got it. She doesn't feel betrayed by him. He paid her $3,600, and she really was concerned about Tutor. She thought it was,
what about the cameras?
He told her they're filming a documentary. So she was fine with the cameras. Now, here's the great thing. When that story came out, they put out a GoFundMe. They raised her $65,000. After that story, Sacha Baron Cohen made a $100,000 donation to babysitter Janice Jones's hometown to help her. But this is a legit, sincere, sweet old woman that wanted to help Tutor.
Why do you call her old? I don't think she was old.
How old was she?
I think she was in her 40s or 50s.
She's like the aunt, Maybe she's not old. She's not old at all. You're right.
She's younger than Imran.
Yes, I think she might be your age, if not younger.
Wait, hold on. How old is she? She's not old.
You're playing it off like she's like this old,
like this 90-year-old.
Fake news, Imran.
90-year-old black lady. That's fake news.
There is an old lady. I did read an article where the old lady that he plays the prank where he's dressed as a Jew and he's like the devil.
I have, yes.
And he completely misled them on what was going on, and they were pissed. Like the lady died.
The lady died later, yes.
And then the family was pissed.
Shit. And they were trying to sue him, and it was dismissed.
What did they think was going on? The guy's dressed as a Jew.
I can tell you, it tells you exactly what he told them. The lawsuit was dismissed by the judge.
I forgot what they were mad about.
Well, just being tricked into because it was the whole his crazy relationship with the Holocaust, which was so twisted and backwards. And
I think it was something along the lines of the fact that they didn't know that
she thought it was
a
legitimate documentary.
Well, yeah, and they didn't know how much he was gonna play up how racist that character really is.
But that was a touching moment and an important moment in the Borat storyline where he's there with Jewish people.
Important moment.
Yes, because he's
now
he
you're
hugs
treating this
her,
plot like it's a real thing,
and he's Jewish. I mean, Sacha Baron Cohen's Jewish.
Well, I know that,
and I think he told her he was Jewish. But it was part of he was, how he's scared of the Jews and that they will kill him. And he went there because that's the most fucked up line where he's like, I wanted to take my life, so I went to the nearest synagogue to wait for the next mass shooting. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's
Jesus
dark.
Christ.
That's
and
pretty
then
funny.
His costume with the long nose. And she's like, you could touch my nose. And they hug. And then the whole twist of how I love how he gets introduced to social media and Facebook with fake news.
Yeah, he reads
Oh
the
my
Facebook
God.
and figures out that the Holocaust was
Holocaust never
staged.
happened.
And then he's happy once he realizes it did.
She's like, the Holocaust. I was there. The Holocaust happened because in Kazakhstan, that is their one crowning achievement was the work they did at the Holocaust.
What did they do? They didn't really do anything in the Holocaust.
That's just he's just playing that.
Yeah,
he's
he's making that up, but
making things up because no one cares about Kazakhstan apparently.
I just want to go through your favorite moments of the movie because there are so many So overall, again, super satirical. This movie had me from crying to cringing like a Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm to my jaw on the floor going, what the fuck is going on? Holy shit, it's so clever.
Well, the thing is, when I watched this film, I was like, of course, a huge fan of Borat from the Ali G show. And then the movie, which is, I never laughed more in a movie theater in my life than that first
amazing.
movie. I think I might have passed out from laughing.
Yeah,
That's how
my
much I
sides
laughed.
were hurting. I remember
I think
that
we
much.
watched it at my house one time. You were over.
Yeah.
We watched it together. Like, I fucking love that movie. It makes me laugh so
Very
much.
nice.
And this doesn't hold a candle to it. And I think the reason is, number one, it did choose a side and did that thing, which is fine. Yeah. But I think the humor that you could do, how many years ago was it? Yeah.
14 years ago. 14 years ago that movie came
You can't do now. Yeah. All that stuff is like cancel worthy. All of the fucking.
He doesn't give a fuck though. Still,
he still does it, but he's doing it. Before he was doing it earnestly to like make fun of things, but like now he's kind of like using it to tell like the story of how he's wrong.
Well, he's also using it like in a very political way, right? Like he's he's going after one side, as you've mentioned.
Yeah. So before it was just like anything goes.
It's pro-feminist.
We're
too.
just gonna try. We're just gonna try and shock people and just say outrageous things that no one would actually say. And now it's like it's being used as a weapon, kind of, and it's a little different. Yeah. So it's a little different. The humor doesn't hit as hard. It's not as mean spirited as it was.
It's still mean spirited.
Something against Jews.
Yeah.
Well, and I guess the line where he's like Saudi, like you want to make like the Saudis and cut them up.
Yeah. So holy shit, he does another. Remember the first one? It was throw the Jew down the well. He got everyone to sing that song, and then this one, he's like, journalists, what should we do? So do like the Saudis and chop them up, and he gets everyone singing this fucking song about Obama was the hater. Holy shit.
I think that they caught on to who he was, and they're like, oh, he's going to make us look bad, and they tried to run him out of there.
So there is you can see Sacha Baron Cohen put out a video and with the caption, this movie was not easy to make. And you could see that scene. He's doing that scene. And from the back, these guys come up and they start yelling and they're chanting USA and they fucking bum rush the stage.
Oh, shit.
He runs off into it looks like an ambulance or a truck and you're in there with him and he's holding the door closed. He's like, let's get the fuck out of here. Because they were going to fucking kill him.
I mean,
no, I think they wanted them to delete the fucking footage because I think they knew who he was. They knew that they were going to use it in a movie.
The young guy, I think, figured out who he was.
Shouldn't have been singing along to the fucking lyrics, young guy. How about that?
I mean, that's the type of thing where, I don't want him to die, but he's bringing it on himself when he does things like that.
So, speaking of that, how about, look, this is the brilliance of Sacha Baron Cohen. He is willing to put himself in dangerous, uncomfortable situations that make you uncomfortable. And up until this point, he's just been doing it by himself. His daughter, played by Maria Bakalova, oh my God. First of all, she was amazing. I was so impressed. I don't know where she came from, but he actually got someone else to do this with him, and she was fucking full 100% in. Unbelievable. Like, she stole the show. She was amazing. I loved her.
She was good.
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah. She was. It's hard to. I think the first one is you just can't. That first one had a magic.
Can't top the first
you just
one.
can't.
No.
And it's 14 years later, and it's just harder to like believe. Like as I mentioned to start the thing, that everything happened the way you think. Like that everything was on the up and up in terms of all these being pranks. And it is just a lot more political. So, it's more of it's kind of like a propaganda film.
It's like a Michael Moore thing a little bit.
It is, but it's still funny. It still required this girl to now fill this role of Borat's daughter, which I think was going to be a hard thing to do. And she held her own. There's some funny fucking moments in this film, and
I was just chuckling all the time. Like some of the lines are like throwaway lines, but I'm like, that's so fucking clever.
He's so clever.
There's the way he's saying these things, and it's just so offhanded. I'm like, oh my God. I mean,
okay, let's just go down the list. It opens up with the Trump cartoon.
Oh my God, the
of
animation.
him grabbing her by the pussy and dancing with her.
He wants to be like she wants to be like Melania and get a new cage
and live in a cage.
The Melania like fairy tale story.
And he's got this journal that like how to take care of a girl.
The drawings in the book were amazing.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Azimat's a chair with a dick.
So Azimat not in here, and you find out that he's an armchair and he's sitting on his penis. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you have to watch this video. They put out this, he did a live stream afterwards, Anthony, for half an hour where
it's funny.
He just answered questions from random people. He would pop in as Borat. Fucking hilarious. One of them.
My favorite part was the little kid.
There's a little kid there, and he's like, your parents are irresponsible. They make you watch this. But someone asked him about Azimat. He's like, do you miss Azimat? He's like, yeah, I miss him, my buddy, but he makes a great chair. If you pull his kham, it recline. So, so fucking funny.
Oh, shit.
The level of like humor, and just the thought process in that humor, I do quite enjoy it.
Here's a couple of my favorite Borat lines when they were at the tanning salon. And he's like, what color is best for racist family? And the lady, without missing a beat, she goes, oh, this one right here. I think this one. How dark does she want to go? This one. Like, these people answer these questions. It could be editing, but it was just without missing a beat.
I don't know what to believe, if that's real or not.
Or when he's buying
but it's
the dress.
Funny. It's fucking funny.
He's buying the dress and he goes, where is the no means yes section? And then they both laugh.
I don't know why. Those were all funny. The two that made me laugh the most, besides like the obvious bits, I liked when they were at the makeup store and they're just biting the lipstick.
Oh, he's
And they're
eating it. He's
lipstick,
like,
and then
"You're
at one
supposed to
point
eat
he
that."
eats the lipstick and goes, "This is not so nice." And
Not good.
he's like, "It's not to be eaten." That, and then the freaking when he's at the barber shop, and this this guy I think is real. I think the guy. I mean, but who knows? But he pulls his arm. He's like, "You want me to shave your arm?" And he's like, "No." The fact, I don't know why that made me laugh. Is the fact that he's like, "You want me to shave your arm?" No. Then he's like, "You're not going to shave my whole head, are you?" He's like, "No." And then he shows him the pictures of like the animals, and then he's like, "Oh, you only do animals?" Basically, he's like, "No, well, I had the honor of shaving this man's
sex
pubis
criminal.
before he got his thumb taken away." It's like, "Oh, thanks." And then just like the fact that he's like cutting the hair and showing it to him is like,
that dude didn't bat an eyelash.
every cut.
He did not bat an eye.
the
when
guy's
he saw
like,
the dick.
great.
and that guy was like, if it's not staged, that guy was super like patient and just chill about the whole thing. And even at the end, like he's like dusting him off with the towel, and then he like rubs it in between his
Yeah, and he's like, "Okay." The guy goes, "Okay, go ahead."
He's like he like does like a silent like, "Do you want me to do it in between your crotch?" And the guy like does a big
Sure.
head nod like,
Yes, he's like, "Yes, this was sex crime. Before they remove his crumb, I remove his pubis. I was given honor." I mean, do you think the rednecks he quarantined with, was they real? How long did he stay with them?
I don't feel like that's real.
He got Amazon packages of fleshlights delivered to
The
them.
cameras are too like, how do you have the camera? You have cameras in the house.
That
Like,
shit was hilarious.
Those cameras are like put in the walls.
Well, some of them are like security cameras. Yeah, they were like up and high, like hidden. Maybe they were hidden.
I don't know. That one seemed
Those
I
guys,
didn't believe.
Those guys really hated Democrats, though. I'll tell you what, they're not.
That one was a little hard for me to believe. I just couldn't believe that they would let someone install cameras in there.
So the girl has a lot of great lines, like when she's with the sugar baby, and she's like, "I can open a bottle with my small hole. You want to see?" And she fucking does it. And then the part where he goes, "How much do you think she's worth at the debutante ball?" The guy's like, $500, and the teenage girl next door goes, "That's fucking
so
gross." I was like,
It's
"Oh my
gross.
god!"
I laughed my ass off at that. I'm like, what a loser, you fucking piece of shit.
When he goes to the Republican Party, he's wearing a Klan outfit. He's like, "Hello, I'm late. I'm Stephen Miller. I'm late." He's running through the thing.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's
hell.
fucking great.
Fuck. Oh god, there's
should
so
we
many.
get to the one that has everyone talking?
Yes, starting
What
the
we
end
thought
of
about
this.
that?
The end of this movie also has a big twist in the story, but two big cameos. Let's just start with fucking Rudy Giuliani.
The fuck?
What the fuck are you doing, Rudy Giuliani?
So I'm gonna actually be I'm gonna defend Rudy. I don't think he was that bad. I don't think he was bad at all. Actually, to be honest with you, I think
she was baiting him.
She was definitely baiting. Of course,
That was the point.
It's fucking
Yeah.
Borat too.
Yeah.
But like the scene everyone's talking about is when he sticks his hand down his pants.
Yeah.
They
were taking
first
out the
off,
microphone.
He removes the mic, and
Yeah,
I think he's just putting his shirt
came
back
up.
into his pants.
I watched it again.
And they make that up to be like a big thing, like an "I gotcha"
Yes,
thing. I don't
yes.
think they got him there.
No. But it if you screenshot that, yes, it looks compromising. But I watched it again, and you're absolutely right. However, I think the part where she's like, "Let's go to the bedroom," and
have
he's
a
like,
drink.
"Of course, have a drink." Like that's Rudy, what are you doing? But you're right. Nothing
he's just
happened.
an old guy. And
He's
just, like,
he's
playing
Rudy. He's
around.
crazy. He's crazy.
I heard someone else trying to explain away these junkets where they're always in hotel rooms
How do
and
they
there's
fall
always
for this for them? First of all,
and
Can we
one's the green
check
room.
this?
The bedroom's the green room,
Yes.
and then the other room that they use in the suite is the hot room.
None of his people fucking background checked this interview. They just fucking went with it.
I don't know about that.
I don't
That's
know the
real.
level. I mean, that I know is real.
That's
I know
real.
that
He
one's
didn't
real.
know.
I know.
I mean,
maybe Sacha
you're
Baron
acting
Cohen
like
has
Borat
deep pockets.
hasn't done this before, or Sacha Baron Cohen hasn't gotten dignitaries on camera before. He does it all the time.
Yeah, all the time. He's had
Why
Trump.
is he any different?
Yeah, that's true. But it got him good press for the movie, and that's the benefit.
That was the moment of the film that got everyone.
All this
talking.
bad press, these articles that come out, it's only helping him. But I love when when Borat bursts in as the cameraman, and then Rudy leaves, and they're both arguing with him, and he's like, "My back pussy very tight, take me," and she's like, "No, my front anus, I want to marry you." And they just fucking want to get him.
Also, just to defend Rudy, I don't think Rudy's a great. Like, I'm not a
He's
Rudy guy
insane.
by any means, but I got to call it like I see it. People were making it out to be like Rudy's like with a 15-year-old. First off, the lady's actually 24.
She's 24. Yes,
She's playing up in the movie that she's 15, but playing in that scene like she's also older.
That she's a fan of him too.
Well, yeah, but she's like a legit reporter, right? Like older, like so. None of this like he was in the room with a 15-year-old and he was touching his dick.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that didn't happen the way you're playing this out.
You're right. I do think it's so brilliant that she ends up being a like right-wing YouTube news personality. Like that's what would happen. It's dead on.
Oh, I mean, they did a great job in terms of like setting that up.
So that takes us to the twist at the end. What he was really set on. What did you think of that? That they kind of reversed.
It's clever.
They reversed Forrest Gump this, and Borat was the reason
he was
the
spreading
virus
coronavirus.
spread.
Oh, shit.
Oh, he gave it to Tom Hanks. That was another.
Oh,
I was
shit.
like, what's Tom Hanks doing in this fucking in this movie? He's the one that gave it to Tom Hanks. Remember, it was on the show. Remember in March, where at the end of a show, you were like, "Oh shit, Tom Hanks has it." Remember that
he was
shit?
headed in Australia.
Yeah, and Borat goes to
It's funny.
It's funny.
It's funny. It's just the plot's thrown out the window, so you're just like, oh, that was. I guess that was like a twist, but I'm not really looking for a twist in a Borat movie. But okay, cool,
dude,
I'll go with it.
It gets so much clever because then Borat blackmails the dude, and it leads to a fucking feminist Kazakhstan.
Oh, shit.
And he goes, just like US of A and Saudi Arabia, there's a warehouse full of women posting fake news as black men on Facebook saying, I love Trump. They invent a maskini. And then they realize the greatest threat to Kazakhstan is no longer the Jew, it is the Yankee. And then I love this callback to the first movie. They replaced the running of the Jew is now the running of the American.
Oh, shit.
So fucking funny. Oh, my God. With a Karen and a Dr. Fauci with a big needle. It was so good. Anthony.
Yes.
I was wondering during the whole movie, when they were speaking Kazakh back and forth, there's no subtitles. Sometimes there was, sometimes there wasn't. I was wondering if he was speaking gibberish. What were they speaking?
First off, I didn't know that you didn't know this. That like having been a fan of Borat.
I may have known it and forgotten. I don't know. I don't know it now.
Okay, so this I found pretty fucking mind-blowing. So Borat, throughout all his Borat shtick, Sacha Baron Cohen is actually speaking Jewish or Hebrew. Hebrew.
Wow, that's all Hebrew.
So he's speaking Hebrew with like a sprinkle of Polish in there.
Yes,
but since no one knows what the fuck Kazakh's language sounds like, at least here in America, they just assume that that's a legit language and that he's speaking that language instead of Hebrew and Polish. And if you translate what he's saying, he is actually saying those words.
Wow.
Now, the more mind-blowing thing is Tutar. I don't know if Ruggs, do you know what language she's speaking?
I'm going to say Russian.
It's not Hebrew, it's not Hebrew. It is Bulgarian.
She's Bulgarian.
So-
She's actually Bulgarian.
The levels to this is he's speaking Hebrew to
with
her.
Polish.
She's responding in Bulgarian.
And it sounds amazing.
They're both sound, I guess, the same because we just don't understand languages, apparently. But they're both saying the things that are being translated to us in English.
In two different languages it's a fake
They
third
don't
language.
understand each other.
No.
So they have to remember what it means in English and then say it in another language.
That's a good point. He would have to
pretty
remember
crazy.
her lines that she was saying in Bulgarian.
And she would have to know his lines and know that what that line is, he's going to say it in Hebrew, but this is what it is in English.
Oh my God! Why that?
Oh, shit.
Why would you do that? Just make up a fucking gibberish language. Who cares?
I think that's just makes it more fucking funny.
It's just crazy because Kazakhstan it's in Russia, but it's like I think it's like a mix of the Mongolian era.
It's its own place now, but they speak a lot of Russian, but actually their main language is Kazakh. They have a language
If
of their own.
the look of the majority,
They have their own language.
Yeah, they do.
But Ruggs, you're right. The majority of the people
And a lot of them look. Yeah, there's
have more
a
Mongolian,
like a
Chinese
Asian
features.
tinge
Yes,
to a lot of them.
Yes, they don't look European.
No, but
They're
yeah,
like in between.
That blew my mind. I'm like, wait, that's like next level. That they're speaking in languages. They're speaking in two languages that they don't understand from one another. But
They have to remember the
but they have
context.
to remember the English line.
And it sounded so good. Like it was honest. And really, I love the heartfelt story where Borat
shut up.
learns to love a daughter and not put her in a cage more than his sons, and they're getting together, and then that Kazakhstan turns into a feminist nation. I thought it was their relationship, their story between the two of them was fantastic, and he felt for him because he.
Oh my God!
He did,
you got that invested?
I did, because Borat thinks women can't drive or own a business or do anything, and his whole life he's been lied to, and he's lying to her.
Half the movie is like pranks.
I know, but they're hilarious pranks.
So
but there's heart in it.
After I watched this film, I was like, oh yeah, I got the internet. Let me look up Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
So I went and did a couple of like travel logs on YouTube's.
Yeah.
And evidently, yes, it's there is an Asian tinge to as Anthony said, to the people there. And
what we would think is Asian,
there is a large Muslim population. And they evidently eat horse meat, and it's supposedly very delicious.
Sure, why not?
Oh shit!
So
you could eat any animal.
Yeah, and basically they're trying to get tourism going over there.
They don't like this movie,
and so they actually are using Borat.
Oh, no way.
His catchphrase, "That's very nice," in all of their newest travel stuff.
Very nice. Come to Kazakhstan.
I got a couple of fun facts because Imran loves fun facts.
Yeah, I love fun facts.
Azamat in the first film, he's speaking Armenian the entire time.
Okay, that makes sense. He looks Armenian.
Yeah, but they're they're doing
Hebrew
this thing where they're
Armenian.
speaking to each other in different languages.
This is kind of mind blowing.
Passing it as Kazakh. The first film and the second film, both of those opening scenes were filmed in Romania.
Yeah.
But the second film, they couldn't film in Romania, the same location, because the first film, they caught wind. The people of that town caught wind of what he did.
Yeah.
And they were like, fuck you. We're not letting you come back.
Not lying to us again. I thought it was funny in this movie how this time when he goes, I'm going to America, everyone's like, boo, get the fuck out. We hate you. And so the first time, everyone was cheering him on to go to America.
I did enjoy in the beginning when he was trying to be Borat and the people were like, you're Borat, trying to get his autograph and all that.
And I knew that would happen. And I was like, and then you just gives him a chance to wear fun costumes.
I like when he saw the costume of himself.
Yeah, stupid foreign reporter. He's like, this looks nothing like me. He's like, no, this looks just like you. He's like, no. I love the other line where he goes back to the babysitter and she's got the mask on and she goes, have you been tested? He goes, to see if I had syphilis, I had it 15 times. And then at the end, he goes, will you be my new black wife? She goes, no, sir, I will not be your new black wife.
I'm going to pick up my ball and chain.
My ball. It's a kettlebell also. I was like, he's got a kettlebell.
The most uncomfortable I got was not the period scene. I didn't think that was, I was just like, this is ridiculous. The most uncomfortable I got was when he's with the pastor guy.
Oh my!
He's trying to explain to get the baby out.
He's like,
it
will hurt her anus. His arms are like this, and he's holding his arms like. Oh my God! They cut out. There was lines in the trailer that they didn't use.
I just love how calm the pastor was, and he's like,
it's like
wait, why do you keep referring to her as your daughter?
She is your daughter, right?
Confirms that he's the daughter, and he's like, well, we can't take it. It's God's wish. This is God's thing, I guess.
Like,
I can't do it. I'm like, oh my God, you're so. I mean, like, if Borat was doing that and told me his daughter was, I might want to kill the guy.
Yes, or call the cops or something.
So
I'm going to call somebody.
He's like, well, I am from the South.
Yes. He's like, I see this a lot. He was prepared.
I've seen this before.
Yes, he was prepared to have answers for that. The women's convention where she goes and she fucking masturbates and then tells them all we should touch ourselves and your vagina doesn't have teeth in it and won't bite your hand.
Yeah, that must have been uncomfortable. That was her moment to shine.
I can't believe he got this girl, Maria Bakalova, so invested to do this. I thought that was so impressive. And I love that.
And we'll never see her again.
And we're probably never going to see her.
Well,
Remember?
he got the, I mean, that was this thing in the first, he got Azamat, the guy who played Azamat, to be super invested as well. So
yeah, she's going to be a chair next time.
Jesus Christ. You're sitting on him and it's a fucking dick.
You pull his crumb, the chair recline. How about where she goes, I want a man who makes sex attack with me to the plastic surgeon. And she goes, would you make sex attack with me? And he goes, if your father wasn't here. They go, high five. And
shit.
Jesus Christ. Oh, it's full of these amazing lines and amazing moments. Okay.
How much is that? Oh, okay. What if we replace the silicone with potato?
It's like we can't put potatoes.
Oh, here's another one. When he goes and gets the cell phone.
Yes.
That's great.
And then he goes and jerks off.
Oh, that's fucking great.
It's on the thing. He's like, he immediately figures out that there's porn on it, and he's like, I'll be right back.
He has him look up something, and it's obviously going to pull up porn.
Yes.
And then he's like, oh, okay, I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be
borrow
right back.
this?
Can I take this?
He's like, you stay here. And then it's still on the screen.
And then he was at the end of the movie, that guy.
The guy was back. Yeah.
That was the guy who recorded and blackmailed the Kazakh guy for the revenge.
Right.
That's
I
right.
also like after the potatoes in the plastic station where he's like, what if we invite perverts and you could take the money you charge them to watch? And she's like, well,
I just like that they wouldn't do the operation for $75.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
nope.
Why?
We have all of this money here, but we
Get a
can't
bag of
do it
cash.
for that $75.
she didn't bat an eye at the bag of cash. I'm sure she gets that a lot too.
I mean, this is a Borat thing, but it's still every time he meets someone, especially a man, and kisses them on the cheek on both sides, I just
That's
die.
funny. Or remember when the guy he opens the crate and he has him nail it back shut with the
With the
daughter
girl
in
in
it.
it. It's like, put it back. I'm returning this. She ate the monkey.
He did it, and he left.
Yeah, he did it. And she ate a fucking monkey in the box. She ate Johnny. So what else?
Let's rate it.
Let's
I
rate
guess.
it and review it. I talked about all the lawsuits and the crazy stories. Ruggs, rate it and rank it. You already said you don't think
Rank
it's better
it
than the
with
first
what?
one. With the first one, obviously.
I already ranked it, just below
It's
the
below
first
the
one.
first one.
Where would you put it with this one and, like, let's say Bruno?
Well, I don't remember Bruno.
Oh, this is better than Bruno.
Okay.
I mean, Bruno was funny too, but this is way more my type of shit.
DNG. What's DNG? Dolce and Gabbana. Hello. Hello.
Oh, speaking of which, dude, I think, one note about Sacha Baron Cohen and the character of Borat and Bruno. I think he was heavily influenced by the amazing comedic work of one actor, Bronson Pinchot.
Oh, shit.
Let me
Is
explain.
this a guess or
No,
is
this is a guess. This is my theory because
I don't even know who that is.
Bronson Pinchot in Beverly Hills Cop plays Serge, right?
Oh, yeah.
Serge is a lot like Bruno. Bronson Pinchot plays Balky Bartokomous in Perfect Strangers, and I've been rewatching it on Hulu, and I shit you not, it's a wholesome Borat.
Oh,
He
shit.
just took Balky and made him like a really disgusting, like R-rated. He's doing Balky. Sacha Baron Cohen is essentially doing Balky Bartokomous. That is my hot take, people.
Talking nerd.
I'm down with that. I mean, look, being of European descent, of questionable European
Yeah, it's a
descent.
similar, like,
I'm from where the gypsy tears come from. So, so like whenever I see like
Balky was a gypsy.
Anytime I see any type of like old world, like just like ass backwards people, it makes me laugh. If it's like fucking Balky, spitting on the floor and doing doing some weird fucking shit from the old country that makes no sense. It makes me
It's
laugh
hilarious.
because I know that there's people like
Yes,
that in my
there
own
are.
family. So, so I'm always good for that.
That's my theory. Give me a number. What would you rate this one?
At a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it like a 7.5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony.
I'm going to go 6.5. I got kind of in my own head about like what was real and what was not. So kind of like at times I was just like trying to figure out, I'm like, this isn't real. And whenever I like don't think it's real, it makes it not as funny for me.
Aw, all right.
But that's still, I mean, it's still highly entertaining. It's still very clever. Like even the offshoot lines where even they're not pranking people, but where they're just talking to one another. It's fucking funny. Like they're saying some really clever shit, and it's like very dark, which I enjoy. So
I mean, I love Sacha Baron Cohen. He's brilliant. This is a brilliant mind. He's super clever. I will agree with Rug Boy. The first one is funnier, and it has the being the first, it has that sense. And again, I watched it in the audience, and until you watch this with a bunch of people that you don't know, and you're uncomfortable with them, and you're also laughing, like it's a great experience. I would have loved that with this second one because we would have had a great time. But I still yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think if you would have watched it with an audience, you might have had a lot of people walk up and pretty pissed off.
But they would. Absolutely. This would be the movie people would leave, and it would get even more viral, and he would get more bad press.
You might like get fights in the movie theater.
Yeah, probably. But I'm gonna give this one. I loved it. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. The first one to me is like a 9.5. It's just fucking almost perfect.
Can you imagine, just on that thought, like watching this movie if you were they show this movie in like somewhere down south or like Texas or like the amount of fights that might happen at the theater. You walk in and you're expecting to be entertained, and then you're attacked the entire movie.
You just hear some guy get up from the back. That shit ain't funny, and then you're like, oh boy, we got a problem now.
I mean, people were attacked.
Yeah, yeah, he was attacked.
Half of our country was attacked.
Shitty people,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Yeah.
they're people.
Well,
They're
so
shitty
it's probably
people,
safer
but
that
yeah.
this came out on Amazon, but fucking hilariously delivered as always by Sacha Baron Cohen. Okay, let's do news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
I got two great, fun questions we can discuss in News from the Nation. The first one from Jess Rivera, who posted a graphic that featured Christopher Lee and 4 different roles he's played. And it says, if actors could build a team out of the characters they've played, whose team would be untouchable? First of all, great fucking question. He says, who are some other great teams? So in this photo, what you're looking at is the great Christopher Lee playing Saruman from Lord of the Rings, Count Dooku from the Star Wars prequels. He's played Dracula several times. And then the fourth one is character Scaramanga from The Man with the Golden Gun. And the nation had
Golden gun.
The golden.
Is that what you just said? We're gonna have to edit that out.
What did I say? I didn't finish the word. There was no T at the end. It was just CUN. Golden gun. But what is that? I don't know what that is.
Say that one more time.
Golden gun? The man with the golden gun? There's no T. I
You're
stopped.
making like Wesley Cranford, just throwing that around real liberally.
Yeah, you gotta be European or Australian.
Australian.
You get away with that. Yeah. It's just a word, mate. We use it as a term of endearment. No problem. Throw another shrimp on the Barbie. So the nation had some great suggestions. I started right away. The first thing it made me think of was Harrison Ford. And the 4 characters I put was Han Solo, Indiana Jones, Jack Ryan, and then Richard Kimball from The Fugitive.
That's pretty weak.
I know. I like Richard Kimball because he'll walk around. You just go, you find that man. You find that one-armed man. Just the whole time. That's the only thing he's good for. You find that man. Richard Kimball's badass, though. That's a good team.
All right. Well, the next one is a little better.
Okay, so Jose Escamilla says Keanu Reeves, and he puts Neo, John Wick, Constantine, and Shane Falco for good measure.
Oh,
That's a
shit.
fun 4.
I mean, that's a pretty powerful 4.
It's weird. They all have like oddly the same personality.
Who's
though.
Shane Falco? I'm going to get shit for asking this. You guys don't know, do you?
What?
See the
Shane
guy from
Falco.
Speed.
I know who Shane Falco
Who is
is.
he?
He's from the football movie.
The replacements. I
he's the
didn't know that.
quarterback.
He's the quarterback.
Oh.
So you have, what good is a quarterback in this fucking team? What can he do? He runs, he can throw things.
Oh, it's just a team. What do you want? All 4 fighters?
No, I'm saying
what's the parameters on the
so
team?
I guess the question is, whose team would be untouchable?
The most powerful.
So, like, if this team was together and they were in a battle, like everybody but Shane Falco would be useful, I would think. Shane Falco.
Is that what the parameters are in this?
It says whose team would be untouchable. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, but what does that mean to you?
It means that you can't beat them
I
in
was
a
just
fight.
thinking like 4 like awesome roles that
okay.
are iconic.
Do you have
but I
one,
guess so.
Anthony?
No, I didn't see this thing until literally 2 minutes ago, so I'm still thinking.
I got one,
Okay.
but let's get through the rest.
Okay, Lisa Morrison. I'm trying to make nice. I'm going to put her thing in here. Lisa Morrison
You
said,
didn't put her first. You put her third. That's what you really think of her.
Oh, shit, no. Stop.
The fuck?
Lisa Morrison says Patrick Stewart, characters Jean-Luc Picard, Charles
All right,
Xavier,
that's a heavy hitter right
Claudius,
there.
and Macbeth. That's pretty good. Ray O'Neal has Gary Oldman, which is a fucking good one. You could, and then I put this team together. I was like, you could do Drexel from True Romance, Commissioner Gordon, and Dracula, and then who else could you put for Gary Oldman?
Pretty powerful there. I don't know who else is he. He was fucking what's his name? That the English guy. Forgot his name.
Oh, wasn't he in Interview with a Vampire? Was it? Oh, that's Dracula. Duh.
No, he was the guy. The English.
I
dude.
don't remember. He's always the English too. Sherlock Holmes?
No. The fucking I can't remember the guy. He was the guy of World War II, the Prime Minister.
Oh, Churchill.
Yeah, he was
we'll
Winston
put Winston
Churchill.
Churchill. Joe Henry has Sam Jackson, another fucking great one. Mace Windu, Jules from Pulp Fiction, Nick Fury, and Mr. Glass, who...
That's pretty good. That's pretty heavy. But I think Saruman is one of the most badass. The Christopher Lee is very powerful.
Christopher Lee has a lot of powers. And then I put Lisa Morrison again. Look, see? Lisa, I'm giving you 2. Another great pick, Christian Bale. Batman, Patrick Bateman from, what's that movie called? American Psycho. John Connor, and Jesus. I mean,
He was Jesus?
Shit. Was he Jesus? What was he Jesus in?
Jim Caviezel was Jesus.
In the Mel Gibson one, right?
Yeah, was he Jesus?
Christian
Look that
Bale.
up. We need to fact check this.
Christian Bale played Jesus in Mary, Mother of Jesus in 1999.
Okay, he was Jesus.
Movie.
All right, I got one to throw in here. Kurt Russell.
Whoa, okay.
All right, he was Wyatt Earp in Tombstone.
Yeah.
Snake Plissken in Escape from New
That's a
York.
good one.
He's a fucking badass in that.
Yeah.
Ego, a fucking,
The planet.
celestial.
He was a planet.
All right. Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China.
Shit.
He was fucking Santa Claus.
Yes.
Geek boner.
He was he was a super soldier in the movie Soldier. And he's also Stuntman Mike, who was the unkillable guy in Death Proof in Quentin Tarantino's movie.
Holy shit, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're missing some pretty obvious ones.
Yeah, who do you got?
Like Arnold?
I was just going to say, Arnold played Hercules,
Everybody.
Conan, T-800, and Major Alan Dutch from Predator.
I'm Dutch.
That's pretty badass.
You could throw in Mr. Freeze just for fun.
Well, then you got Stallone also.
And then you get Stallone, I was trying to
Rambo,
look up some
Rocky.
stuff to be like clever.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a ton of John Wayne films, but I just wanted to throw in John Wayne playing Genghis Khan as one of the fucking four.
Lame.
He fucked half the
funny.
earth.
You did. That's why the Kazakis look like John Wayne.
And then you could just throw in like Jean-Claude. Exactly.
Oh shit!
You could throw in Jean-Claude Van Damme playing himself in every role.
Okay, I guess that counts.
Frank Dux and the kickboxer and Universal Soldier. He's just and Guile from like Street Fighter.
Oh, that's a good one.
Isn't Ian McKellen one of those
Ian
fucking
McKellen,
badass?
Magneto.
He's Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Magneto.
And he's Magneto.
And I'm sure he has more.
Let's see.
But just those two right
Those
there
two
are pretty fucking
are
powerful.
too great. You can't fuck with Magneto and fucking Gandalf the White. Gandalf's always stoned, but he'll get shit done when he needs to.
He was also like a Nazi in That Pupil. I can't remember what else he was in.
He was Sherlock Holmes too in something.
He was also Sherlock Holmes.
He's played. Everybody's played.
About Sean Connery.
Dude, everybody's
He
played.
was fucking 007.
Yes.
He was King Arthur.
Indiana Jones's dad.
He was a fucking dragon.
Yeah. Everybody's
Dragon
played
Art.
fucking Sherlock Holmes, which I find interesting.
He was in fucking Highlander as the fucking guy who
he
trains
was
the Highlander.
yes. And he was also in that movie where he wears that banana hammock.
Yeah, he was in Zardoz. He was fucking badass in that too.
Anyway, great, Jess Rivera. Great fucking question. I love all these collections of these actors' teams. Somebody should make a movie of them fighting. Be great. And then the next question.
Geek boner.
I love Chaz Hubbard.
Their bottom is very weak.
Asks, what's the best performance by a villain in any of the Spider-Man movies? Oh, shit.
Oh shit!
Best performance is Alfred Molina or William Dafoe. One of those two.
Okay, here's all of them. William Dafoe as Green Goblin, Alfred Molina, Doc Ock, Topher Grace as Venom, Thomas Hayden Church as Sandman, Reese Ifans as the Lizard, Jamie Foxx Electro, Dane DeHaan Goblin, Paul Giamatti Rhino, Michael Keaton Vulture, and Jake Gyllenhaal Mysterio. Anthony.
Yeah, I'd probably go Alfred Molina or William Dafoe. I'd probably lead Alfred Molina just because they gave William Dafoe a Power Rangers costume.
Dude, Dafoe is so fucking
But he's really
menacing in that movie and scary, and you don't know what he's going to do any moment, and they put him in that fucking goddamn stupid costume, ruining the whole thing.
I would put those two at the top. I think the next tier would be what's his name? Michael Keaton.
Keaton, yes.
Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal, I think, are up there. I think Tom Hayden Church was good. He just didn't have a lot to do.
Yeah.
I needed the money.
Yeah.
I'd put those three next, and then from there,
Doesn't solve shit.
yeah, it's pretty shitty at that point.
Venom is dead last, I think, right?
Topher Grace Venom.
I think Dane DeHaan as Goblin's really bad.
Oh yeah, that's,
I think Jamie Foxx is really bad. Venom is really bad.
Paul Giamatti barely gets to do anything as Rhino.
Paul Giamatti is like
because he's great,
really
man.
bad.
He's a great actor. The Lizard.
He's only in it for a little bit.
The Lizard is okay, but he's kind of forgettable.
Who?
Rizzy fans.
Yeah, he's just kind of. He's just
he's
forgettable.
fine. He's in the middle.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I love the second movie. I love Alfred Molina as Doc Ock, but I want to put Dafoe as number one, despite the costume.
That's fine.
He's great. Like
So
that's
fucking
a
scary.
great.
So good.
That's like a great performance. If they should have let him have the fucking mask.
Yeah.
Like where you could see his face.
Just show me his face. His face is goblin enough.
Have you seen the prototype mask they had? I don't know if they were ready. Where
Yeah,
it
it was
like,
fucking scary.
Yeah, it was like a real goblin, and it had like animatronics in it. That looked way better.
Yeah, it just was a shame that they didn't. They even had that thing where you could see his mouth, but then they covered it up for some reason.
Yeah, they had like the mesh thing covering his mouth, like the mesh wire.
No, I think they digitally blacked it out.
Oh.
I'm like, why? They thought it was distracting? I don't know. Maybe they changed the line so much that it didn't sync up
Then
with
you
his...
couldn't see his eyes or any expression.
Yeah.
What was cool is when he would like take the eye parts of the mask,
Yeah.
and you could see his real eyes.
Yeah.
And like when it was close up, I could see his mouth moving, and that made it weirder.
Remember him talking to himself in the mirror, and he did
Oh, he's
that
great.
in one take? Like, he actually flipped back and forth like fucking Gollum and Smeagol. I will put also Michael Keaton as Vulture very close. Unbelievable new villain, new performance. He was, still that menacing tone. And then Alfred Molina he's good, but like he's not menacing because he's kind of a sympathetic character.
He just acts
He
well.
just acts well, yeah.
He just did a good job not being embarrassing like Jamie Foxx, you know?
The foe was
It's
amazing.
weird. Like the Spider-Man villains, you either have like
Really
pretty solid
good.
performances,
Yeah.
or just like,
Or
oh my
just-
god,
Floppy
what's going
jock.
on?
Yeah.
Like Alfred Molina is so understated.
Yeah.
He just very subtly plays this guy like this,
Peter Parker.
He doesn't overdo it, even when he's Doc Ock.
Brilliant, but
the
lazy.
the claws do everything.
Yep.
The hands do
Yeah.
everything.
But Defoe,
You know?
it's in his face, dude. He just scares you. He'll give you nightmares.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible. All right, another great question by Chaz. And then finally, we're going to wrap up the show here, fellas, but I did want to make one comment to our U.S. listeners. I want to encourage you guys to vote. If you haven't already, when the show posts, you'll have a few days before the deadline. And honestly, look, I did earlier today. There was like 5 people in line. It went very quick. As soon as I walked into the polling place, I said this.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
And then I went and I fucking voted. And as I was walking out, I turned around and I yelled,
Get your hand off my penis!
Just for good effect.
The arrested sir is
Yes.
back.
But look, as crazy, this is why. Look, as crazy as shit has been this year, this could be the last time you may get to vote for a president. We don't know. Anything is possible. The next time you hear from us, we may or may not know a winner. Things could be even more fucked up or not. So
I'm going to tell you this right now. There won't be a winner.
Good luck to
and
us
we'll
all.
find out later.
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
A couple of weeks,
It's
a
not
month or
happening on the
something.
day. That's for damn sure.
No.
Anthony, have you voted yet?
I have not, but I will say that from what I've read and heard, there's like record amounts of people early voting.
Dude,
this is the biggest
yes,
amount ever. So people are out there.
75 million plus early voting. I don't think it's ever happened.
The thing that's funny to me is that all these extra people are voting, but it's still the Electoral College that's going to decide.
It's kind of,
and they don't even have to do what the popular vote says.
So, yeah,
they can just change their mind and do whatever.
I mean,
the
you're
fuck
not really
they want.
voting for the president. You're voting for people to go and vote for you for president.
Well, you're voting for these
the delegates.
You're voting for the amount of representatives that represent the state to then do the same.
So
they all do that. They're all going to do what the majority of the people in that state do.
All I'm saying is the system we have.
They don't have to. They could.
No, they can
and
do whatever
They don't
They
usually
can do whatever they want.
In past
Correct.
elections,
Correct.
They've.
Is that right?
In past elections,
Yes.
they've thrown their votes away to like a third party candidate.
Really?
I don't think they
about
actually
4 or 5
have
last
to, right?
last
That's
time
why-
did the same.
The point is, the system that we have is so plugged up with fucking loopholes that shenanigans are definitely bound to happen, especially
it was
this
put
year.
in there because they didn't want the major
Mob
cities
rule.
to run
Yeah.
politics.
Yeah.
But if it's the most people, it's the most people, right?
I don't know. Yeah,
It's
I would,
weird,
you would
right?
assume it would just be a popular vote, but
You kind of have the reverse now, where you have less people are sending more delegates, and the more people end up sending less. It's all fucked up.
no. I mean, all the California, all the big states all have the most delegates,
right? Okay.
But I mean, it is kind of fucked up.
So this is to say, America, good luck to us all in this next coming week, and we'll be here next week to see what the fuck happens.
We made it through 4 years.
Remember, when we started, dude, Obama was president. Remember, this is a second election cycle we were going through. That's in the podcast. Crazy.
But I said, all of this is a result of the internet and all of this and cable television and having cable news. And the other people who are manipulating this media are getting us to fucking hate each other. And that's the reason why, for the first time in like years, there's been this fear about a presidential election.
Just vote.
It's not, so
you have
just think about
the
that,
power.
guys. Like, you know,
use it or lose it.
You're being manipulated.
Yes. Media is a scam. Anyways, that's it for this week. Rugs, where can the people find you online?
You're going to find me espousing my conspiracy theories on Twitter.
QAnon much?
Just don't go out and start shooting people because it's not really a thing.
Everyone stay cool. We'll get through this together.
Keep your head cool and just calm the fuck down.
Visit the show notes at jockandnerd.com/353 for links to everything we talked about, all the videos, the articles, how to subscribe, how to support, and how to share the show. Definitely, listener, word of mouth is the best way to grow this podcast, and we need you to pound the pavement, or the digital pavement anyways. Share the show. Spam your feed with our show. We'd appreciate it. Spread the geekery. Spread the love. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name is Anthony.
He is the Jock.
He's a nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
Viva la pasta. What? Get the fuck out.
Get your hand off my penis!
Give me another one.
Get your hand off my penis!
That was better.